Welcome to miniatures.de, your military miniatures magazine. In this issue, we're going to take a look at an Airfix 1:76 scale plastic model kit named German Armored Car Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234. Now, there are a number of things seriously wrong with this kit and with the way it is presented by the marketing people at Airfix. The most obvious mistake is that Airfix made a model of a vehicle which never officially existed in this particular configuration. Of course, we cannot completely discount the possibility that a German frontline repair shop might have cobbled together a Frankenstein vehicle like this, but it is clearly not a Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234 heavy armored car. This is a Matchbox 1:76 scale Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234/2 heavy armored car, popularly known as the Puma, which matches Airfix in size. Notice that the Puma has the proper fenders and stowage bins of the 234 series. The Airfix armored car does not. The fenders on the Airfix model are much better renditions of the earlier Sonderkraftfahrzeug.233 series of 8-wheeled heavy armored cars. The German Sonderkraftfahrzeug.233 7.5 cm Kanonenwagen was an open-topped heavy armored car fitted with the short 75 mm L24 Sturmkanone assault gun. These guns had become available in 1942 when German Sturmgeschütz assault guns were upgunned with long 75 mm L43 Sturmkanone 40. Since the reconnaissance forces wanted more firepower, it made sense to fit surplus short 75 mm guns to heavy armored cars. From July 1942 until October 1943, 135 of the Sonderkraftfahrzeug.233 with short 75 mm gun were built, and 12 of them arrived in Tunisia in November 1942 to serve with the Afrika Korps. The front of the Airfix box cover shows two heavy armored cars in North Africa, but they are incorrectly armed with a long 75 mm Pak 40 anti-tank gun instead of the short 75 mm gun. The back of the box compares a Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234/4 Pakwagen, photo by the Tank Museum, to a painting of the Airfix model, which again looks like a 233, except for its long 75 mm gun, which of course belongs to the 234. The text on the back cover talks about the short or long-barreled 75 mm gun being fitted on the 234, when the model in the box might be a one-off cobbled-together 233 at best, but clearly not a Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234. It is remarkable that Airfix would insist on peddling this particular model kit as a Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234 of, and I quote, the North African campaigns, when the two never coexisted. The German Afrika Korps was officially disbanded on June 30th, 1943, but the first vehicles of the Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234 family of heavy armored cars did not roll off the production line until 6 months later, in December of 1943. Did Airfix overlook this minor detail when they researched the history of the Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234? Or are customers being misled on purpose just as long as the Frankenstein 233 armored car in this box continues to sell? Well, it may surprise you to find that Airfix has a rather flexible relationship with historical facts when it comes to product specifications. If you were to Google Airfix 01311, you might find photos of old and very old boxes of this armored car correctly labeled as 1:76 scale. And then there are boxes like this one, featuring the very same kit, but now labeled 1:72 scale instead. We're not consumer protection advocates, but if the product inside is the same from one box to another, only the product specifications on the boxes are changed from 1:76 scale to 1:72 scale. What do you call that? Does the term model kit even imply that the kit inside the box has to be a model in quotes of something or anything at all? And is it conceivable that Military Miniatures magazine is the first and only publication to have spotted this blatant error? What about all those scale modeling experts who flaunt their beautifully built and painted Airfix armored cars, calling them Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234, when they clearly must know that they are mistaken? Well, all is not lost. There are several ways to fix this botched Airfix armored car. If you are a wargamer and you have one of these Frankenstein vehicles in your inventory, you might want to consider it a rare one-off repair shop modification, replacing the short 75mm gun of the Sonderkraftfahrzeug.233 with a long 75mm Pak-40 anti-tank gun. Both the Sonderkraftfahrzeug.233 armored car and the Pak-40 anti-tank gun served in the 1943 Tunisian campaign, so their potential marriage, while highly unlikely, isn't entirely fictional. Italeri, Revell and Roden make the Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234 in 1:72 scale. And then there is the option of kitbashing a better Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234 in 1:76 scale. Kitbashing the Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234 is a relatively simple matter of fitting the fenders of a 1:76 scale Matchbox Puma to the hull of a 1:76 scale Airfix German armored car. This is what it looks like. We've added a front bumper made of 1.5mm plastic rod and 1mm plastic card, and the two Panzerscheinwerfer headlights from the Puma kit. If you compare the two vehicles, you can clearly see which is the more accurate Sonderkraftfahrzeug.234/4 Pakwagen heavy armored car. Thank you for watching. For more information, you are welcome to visit our website at miniatures.de.